Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hi everyone, I'm Mike.
And I'm Winnie.
And we're back for day 2 of Beat the Heat. How to stay cool without air conditioning.
Ooh, we need to pay attention to this.
Yeah, we do. Now, of course, air conditioning is great. It's wonderful. It's a modern miracle, but it's expensive. It creates more heat in the city. And it's bad for the environment. So what are ways that we can beat the heat or stay cool on a hot, for example, a hot Taiwan summer day in July without using air conditioning? And no, going to the North Pole is not an option.
I have something that is very doable for a lot of people in Taiwan.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a pen and I'm gonna write this down. This sounds good. Go.
Go downstairs. Go next door. Go to a convenience store.
Oh, okay.
Go into their freezer, stay there for about 5 minutes, and then take out an ice cream and buy it and eat it.
You can just go into the freezer?
Well, I mean,
or just like stick your head in it?
I kind of just stick my head
just
in.
Kinda,
And you gotta make sure no one's watching.
Oh, and you look like you're really confused about the ice cream.
there are so many new flavors.
And read every single one. Oh, I like this idea.
You gotta look at the calories, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll be cool, but the guy who owns the 7-Eleven will hate you.
Yeah.
And all the other people will too. And all the ice creams will be melted. But that's a good idea. And actually, on a variation, people do that. Go to a mall. Go to a movie theater. Go to an air-conditioned place on a summer day. Their air conditioning's always on.
But that's kind of cheating.
It's kind of cheating, you're right. And it just makes those cool places now very crowded and they get warmer and warmer. What is something you can do? I mentioned using fans. Fans are very good. If you can get a ceiling fan in your house and have it work for you, that's great. But even one of those floor fans, you know, if I'm on my computer or something, I'll often have that on. And you can definitely raise the temperature of your air conditioner by 2 or 3 degrees if you're also using the fan. So that's a good way. And also always remember that when it's July in Taiwan and it's hot, it's July in New Zealand and it's cold because it's winter there. So maybe not the North Pole, but go to New Zealand.
Good idea.
I think that's a great idea. All right, let's get back to our article. Besides architecture, people also adapted their lifestyles to keep cool. In Spain, for example, it is traditional to have a nap, or siesta, in the afternoon. This custom developed as a way to avoid working during the hottest hours of the day. Similarly, Bedouins still travel through the desert at night and seek shade during the day. They also eat hot foods like soups, which cause them to sweat and cool them down.
Let's beat the heat, staying cool without air conditioning, part 2.
That's the worst. Anyways, let's find some other ways that we can stay cool. Yesterday, we learned that how you build your house design and architecture can have a lot to do with it. But what are things that you can do in your own life? It says, besides architecture, people also adapted their lifestyles to keep cool. Yes, adapting your lifestyle, the way you live, the way you do things, the schedule you follow, the clothes you wear. The stuff you eat. This could also be part of it. Good things that you can do on your own. Let's look at an example. It says in Spain, for example, it is traditional to have a nap or siesta in the afternoon. That's right. Typically, the afternoon siesta is like 2 to 4 p.m., kind of like that. Middle of the hottest part of the day. And this, of course, gets people inside, gets them relaxed. You can lie down, put on your fan, take a little nap, but also just stay out of that hot Spanish summer sun. This is a good way to adapt. When you adapt something, this verb basically means you change things to fit a situation. You change things to make them work better in a new situation because, you know, things change. Think of how you dress through the year. As the weather changes, as it gets warmer or hotter, you adapt the clothes that you wear because it's crazy to wear shorts on a cold day and a winter jacket and hat on a hot day. So you change things to set it up. Another thing that you do set up when you get it, technology often. If you get a phone phone, you might adapt it because you like to take pictures or you like to use it for work or for school or entertainment. So you can kind of change things in the settings. You can get special apps. You can kind of make it work for you, and it might work for other people in a slightly different way. They might adapt it for themselves. Here's an example. I adapted the game so that it would appeal to my friends. They didn't want to play a 6-hour game, so we changed it to a 30-minute game.
So continuing on, this custom developed as a way to avoid working during the hottest hours of the day.
Yeah.
Similarly, Bedouins still travel through the desert at night and seek shade during the day. They also eat hot foods like soups, which cause them to sweat and cool them down. You would think, so I was going for the technique, eat ice cream, shove ice down my clothes. But they went, you know what, let's embrace the heat because I guess that makes sense. The hotter you are inside, I guess you start to feel cooler.
Yeah, nah, doesn't work for me.
No.
I've tried it here. I'll go and have Xuan La Tong in the middle of July. I just get hotter.
Ooh.
I just sweat more because now I have hot liquid in my. I'm hot on the outside and I'm hot on the inside. I don't see how this works.
Well, they use shade.
Well, they're also living in the desert, so they don't have, ice cream.
That's
but
true.
yes, they use shade, and that does make sense.
That does make sense because shade, what is that? It's a noun, and it's basically just a shelter that provides coolness, or it also provides darkness from light or heat. Kind of acts like a block, right? So for example, it is important to sit in shade when it is very hot, just like the Bedouins did.
Exactly.
But I am excited to learn more tips because this is very intriguing to me, but we'll see what happens after the break.
All right.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们在第一天的课程了解到人们如何利用建筑物的建造来保持凉爽。那么今天就来看看人们是如何调整自己的生活方式来消暑解热。好像在西班牙，午睡是一种传统，那这是为了避免在一天当中最热的时候工作所发展出来的习俗。那至于贝多因人，他们到现在仍然会在夜间穿越沙漠，并且在白天的时候来寻找阴凉处。那除此之外呢，他们会食用汤之类的热食，帮助他们出汗降温。所以其实要吃热的，而不是吃冰的。我们来看看单字 adapt， 它是动词，它有改编的意思。不过 adapt 在文中它是指使适应或是改动，像是适应新的用途或是情况。再看到 shade 是名词，表示阴凉处或者是背阴处。那当这个意思解释时，它是不可数名词。好，补充一下文中的 siesta 它表示午睡午休，那么 Bedouin 它表示贝多因人，那是游牧在沙漠地区的阿拉伯人。好，继续回到课文中。
Towns and cities also work to keep their populations cool. In the 1800s, many cities had public water fountains with large troughs that people could dip their heads in. Moreover, ice would be harvested in the winter months and stored in ice houses until the summer. Then the product would be sold to people desperate to cool their houses. Although AC has made many of these measures unnecessary, using more traditional methods of keeping cool can save you money on your energy bills. You can avoid reaching for the AC remote by working in the cooler hours of the morning or evening, or drinking hot tea instead of ice-cold water. But whether you choose to use AC or other methods, make sure you stay safe during the hot summer months. Okay, we are back and we're learning about how lifestyle changes can help you beat the heat. If you're traveling through a desert, do it at night. If you're really hot, eat some soup. I don't know. But if you really want to be smart, take a break. Have a siesta in the afternoon like the Spanish and kind of like the Taiwanese. Actually, a lot of people here kind of take a siesta too. But what are some other things that we can do as people, as individuals, or as groups to beat the heat?
Okay, so continuing on. Towns and cities also work to keep their populations cool.
Okay.
In the 1800s, many cities had public water fountains with large troughs that people could dip their heads in. I hope they're not drinking out of the same trough, though.
But I don't know. I thought that was for horses to drink from.
I thought so too, but apparently you could just dip your head in.
Yeah, and I guess I've seen people, in a park when they have a fountain there and they might splash some water on their face. I wouldn't drink it. That doesn't sound very safe. But, just to kind of rub on your skin, cool yourself off, it might work better than nothing. Moreover, it says ice would be harvested in the winter months and stored in ice houses until the summer. It's true, even Romans were able to eat icy desserts during the summer. They would get ice from cold parts of the world or save it from the winter months, put it in places, cover it with things like straw, and that would help to keep that ice cool until you could use it sometimes months later.
Yeah.
But it was probably very expensive.
Very expensive.
I imagine. Yes, we had this adverb moreover. Moreover is kind of a fancy way of saying and. Furthermore, right? So you can tell a story. Oh, we had a great time. Dinner was really good. And moreover, the play that we saw that evening was wonderful. It was a perfect evening, something like that. So moreover and furthermore, in addition, we can use it in lots of different ways. Here's a good example. I think we should eat at Luigi's Pizza tonight because the food is really good. Moreover, it's pretty cheap. And it's pretty cheap. Furthermore, it's pretty cheap. So it's just a nice way of saying and.
Right. So just now we had this word harvest, right? So that's a verb, and it's basically just the process of gathering produce that has finished growing.
Yeah.
So for example, we harvested wood from the local forest.
Okay, so if it grows, we can often harvest it.
Yep.
It's a little unusual to hear it used with ice.
Yes.
I guess we could also say they collected ice.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But harvest is more generally used for things that grow on farms.
Right, exactly.
Right, you harvest rice or corn or apples or something like that. But yeah, they collected ice and then they used it later. Then it says the product, the ice, would be sold to people desperate to cool their houses. And in fact, the Iceman was a feature of many cities until just about 100 years ago when electric refrigerators became more common and more popular. But yeah, a long time ago, a lot of people had what they called an ice box.
Actually, to this day, in the coldest village in the world, I believe it's called Yakutia in Siberia, they still have ice men or ice people, people who harvest the ice.
Oh, I see. Okay, not to sell there.
No.
Give it to other. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they gotta really cut it out and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of hard work.
There you go. So yeah, that's how they used to do it before AC. Now back to the article. It says, although AC has made many of these measures unnecessary, using more traditional methods of keeping cool can save you money on your energy bills. That's absolutely true. AC and modern technology have made it much easier to live in a warm environment, but
comes at a price.
You could also say that the warmer environment is also because of all the technology and also as power gets more expensive. And I think the government just raised the price of electricity in Taiwan. So it's a good way to save money on your energy bills or your power bills. But if you're really desperate, go to New Zealand, it's the winter there. So if you're desperate, this adjective just means you're really in need of help. You really, really need help. You really, really want something. It's kind of another way of saying really, really. Okay, so if you are desperate for something, you really need that. A starving person is desperate for food. Someone facing huge bills might be desperate for money. If you've had a really exhausting day or an exhausting week, you might say, I'm desperate for sleep. I really need a good night's sleep. So
or desperate for a siesta.
Or desperate for a siesta. There, I'm desperate. Anyway, I can't do that. The prisoners were desperate to escape their cell, but they didn't know how. They really wanted out.
It was too hot in there.
Yeah, they should know that the prison's probably cooler than outside.
So you can avoid reaching for the AC remote by working in the cooler hours of the morning or evening.
Good tip.
Or drinking hot tea instead of ice cold water. I think you should give it another go.
I'm not going to try that. No, that's crazy.
But whether you choose to use AC or other methods, make sure you stay safe during the hot summer months. You know, when I was a kid, I actually passed out from the heat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, living in Singapore, pretty common.
That is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes, you should definitely be careful that you're drinking a lot. They say if you're thirsty, it already means you're dehydrating, you're running out of water. And yes, people exercising in Taiwan, working outside in Taiwan, you got to be really careful.
Right.
If you start to feel unwell, get out of the heat as quickly as you can, cool off, drink some cold drinks, and don't get sick.
But what do you think? How do you like to cool off when you get too hot?
Well, I tend to pay a visit to my living room sofa and turn on the air conditioner.
Okay.
No, I tend to pay a visit to a local shopping mall.
Right.
And I'll walk around, I'll have lunch, I'll do some shopping, and I'll try to go during the hottest part of the day.
Right.
So that I can give my AC at home a little bit of a rest.
Yeah. Well, I usually do the same thing. I usually try to eat things that cool me off, but I'll give the hot beverages thing a go. Yeah. But thank you for watching today's episode. We're gonna go take a siesta about now.
That sounds like a
See you
great
on the
idea.
next one.
Take care, everyone.
课文接着提到，在19世纪的时候，许多城市都设有附大型饮水槽的公共喷泉式饮水台，那人们就可以把头泡在水槽里。另外呢，在冬季月份会把冰收集起来存在冰库里面，直到夏天再把它卖给那些急需要为房屋降温的人。好，来看单字 moreover， 它是副词，表示此外，而且 harvest 当动词可以表达采集、收割或是收获。Desperate 则是形容极度渴望的、非常想要的，常常在后面接 for 加名词或者是 to 加原形动词。好，那课文最后写到，尽管空调已经让许多这些措施变得不必要了，可是使用比较传统的保持凉爽方法，可以节省我们的能源账单。同学们也许可以试着在早晨或是晚上比较凉爽的时间工作，或者是呢把冰水改成热茶等等。那不管你选择使用空调还是其他方法，都要好好注意自己的身体状况哦，要确保在炎热夏季保持安全。好，补充一下老师们刚刚讲解用到的单字 beverage B-E-V-E-R-A-G-E beverage 就是饮料的意思。那么 dehydrated D-E-H-Y-D-R-A-T-E-D dehydrated 可以用来形容脱水的。好，那这边有2个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是动词 make 可以表达使变得成为什么什么，那么用法会是 make 加受词加形容词或名词。我们造2个例句 The news made everyone happy 那个消息让大家都很开心。那第2个例句会是 The film made him an A-list superstar 那部电影使他成为 A 咖巨星。好，第2个重点会是 whether A or B 逗号主词加动词，这是表达无论 A 或 B 怎么样怎么样。whether 在这边是引导副词子句，那常常跟 or 搭配来连接2个以上的字词或是子句，用来带出2个以上的选择。那么连接子句的时候呢，相同的部分就可以省略。举例来说 Whether you are an amateur or a pro, you're welcome to join us. 无论是业余人士或专业人士，都欢迎你加入我们。好，那一个延伸学习的用法 whether 它也可以引导名词子句，表达是否怎么样怎么样，那可以当主词、受词或补语用。例如 I wonder whether they will get back together. 我想知道他们会不会复合。好，那以上这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Besides architecture, people also adapted their lifestyles to keep cool. In Spain, for example, it is traditional to have a nap or siesta in the afternoon. This custom developed as a way to avoid working during the hottest hours of the day. Similarly, Bedouins still travel through the desert at night and seek shade during the day. They also eat hot foods like soups, which cause them to sweat and cool them down. Towns and cities also work to keep their populations cool. In the 1800s, many cities had public water fountains with large troughs that people could dip their heads in. Moreover, ice would be harvested in the winter months and stored in ice houses until the summer. Then the product would be sold to people desperate to cool their houses. Although AC has made many of these measures unnecessary, using more traditional methods of keeping cool can save you money on your energy bills. You can avoid reaching for the AC remote by working in the cooler hours of the morning or evening, or drinking hot tea instead of ice-cold water. But whether you choose to use AC or other methods, make sure you stay safe during the hot summer months.
Here's how to play. The host will be holding 3 cards. Each card will have 2 sentences containing a secret vocabulary word or phrase that has been replaced by the word bear. The host will read the sentences out loud for the contestants to guess. Whoever guesses first gets a point. The person with the most points wins. And you can play along too.
Hi everyone, I'm Kiki.
I'm Stephen.
I'm Carolyn. All right, let's get started with our game.
Yes.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Always.
All right, the first one is a noun. Okay, Grandpa grows a lot of bears in his yard. Jason's least favorite bear is the banana.
Vegetable. Fruit.
Please skip that one. Okay, I'm sorry. I heard Carolyn first.
I was just louder.
You were just louder, but you were first. Okay, so we'll give that one to you. And banana is indeed a fruit.
Yes.
Okay, so the sentence is, Grandpa grows a lot of fruits in his yard. Jason's least favorite fruit is the banana. Okay?
Mine was stuck on vegetable.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get ready for the second one.
Okay.
Okay. The second one is an adverb. Okay. Della Bear goes to the beach because she doesn't like sand. Emma is bear on time. She's almost always late.
Barely.
Never. Della Bear goes to the beach because she doesn't like sand. Emma is bear on time. She's almost always late.
Never.
Seldom.
Is that right?
That's right.
Oh!
Carolyn, 2 points. Okay.
It could have been never. Can you read it again?
Yes. Okay. Della seldom goes to the beach because she doesn't like sand.
Could have been never.
Emma is seldom on time.
Could have been never.
She's almost always late. She's not never.
Fine.
Okay. Okay. Stephen, take this seriously. Last one.
Okay.
Phrase, 2 words. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. This study bears a certain kind of frog. Mark wants to bear writing his book without being distracted.
Focus on.
Good job, Carolyn. That's 3
You're
for 3.
on a roll. My brain wasn't even working.
Okay, so the phrase in the sentence is, this study focuses on a certain kind of frog. Mark wants to focus on writing his book without being distracted. Good job,
Good job, Carolyn.
3 for 3.
Yeah.
Next time.
Next time.
Oh, good.